Now, here at Support Adventure, we have actually found that one of the best ways for an MSP to take the next step in becoming a really well-organized MSP is by having somebody working half on your business day and half on your business day. So basically, what that means is they would work a shift where half of their day is spent when your help desk is open, when your clients are working, and all that sort of stuff, and half of their day is spent when you're actually closed. And what this allows you to do is get a taste of what having people working after hours looks like, and having a taste of what having people do stuff to actually make your MSP more proactively stable and make your client systems more proactively stable, and just to really make things a lot more neat and tidy from a best practices point of view. So essentially what we've done previously, we've either done like, you know, studying in the afternoon and working into the late evening, or working from the early morning and basically working until about noon. So let's take a look at the American example, where we find someone in Europe who wants to work European or Africa, who wants to work European or African business hours from, let's say it would translate to Eastern time, US Eastern time, 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. So you've got somebody who's starting at 4 a.m. They're starting with a fresh sort of perspective on the service desk, looking at whatever shrapnel was left from the day before, looking ticket by ticket. And what they can do is they can work on a lot of the stuff with a calm, cool head that in the chaos of the daytime that a lot of MSPs set themselves up to endure. It's the nature of the beast in one way or another. But as MSPs grow, it gets a lot worse. And so I'd say like this model is really for somebody who MSP that has about 5 to 10 technicians already, and they're struggling with things like documentation. They're struggling with things like maintenance. They're struggling to find enough time or focus or all this sort of stuff to do what needs to be done. So you've got somebody who's showing up 5 hours before everybody else shows up. They're online, it's their daytime. Before, and if you want them to reinstall this application on a server that needs to be up by 9 a.m., they've got a good runway to do that. If you want them to install updates, they've got a good runway to do that. If a server's down, they'll be looking into it at 4 a.m. and they can have called the power authority at the building. They can call the internet authority at the building and run all sorts of diagnostics. So by 6 a.m., have a complete picture of why that server's down and what could be happening. And if it's something that the MSP is going to have to address with an on-site visit. Also, documentation. I mean, you can have this person auditing documentation. You can have them going through step by step. And the benefit of this is all the stuff that they do with a calm, cool head before the business day starts, that they do methodically without being distracted by anything. They then have half a working day from like 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. or whatever it is. They have that time to hand over to the team. And it's also usually like 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. tends to be the busier end of the day for the service desk. And so they can be there taking tickets. And, since and it's a nicely varied role. And a lot of the time technicians like a little variation in what they do, because we see a lot of service desks burning out technicians really quickly. By making them work ticket after ticket after ticket after ticket all day. And they staff like that, and they just put the technician in a cage where they're, throwing little scraps of tickets and asked to crush the tickets, and they're looking for this ticket crusher type person. And they don't think of like what's going to be actually good for the technician and their long-term development and stability within the team, and what's going to help them grow and evolve as a technician. So this half on the business hours. And so maybe the last 3-4 hours could just be ticket after ticket after ticket. All right. Yeah, cool. All right. At least the first half of the day could be a more analytical thing where they get to look a little deeper into issues, learn a bit more without the chat, popping up every 5 seconds, without the phone ringing, without any of this stuff that tends to be the daily grind of the MSP that burns people out. And also you can also give them help desk management tasks like, okay, look over every ticket on the board from the day before and make sure that the technician who is working on the ticket, who has it assigned to them, has put either next steps, escalation required, waiting for a client or vendor to do something, or hopefully ticket resolved, and that the notes are good. So have them do that type of work. Have them have this sort of like supervising role of the ticket notes and the time entries of the whole team, and flag anything that's not as it should be to the technician, and create a log of it that the management can see as well. That's what we do a lot of the time with dispatch. But if you're a busy help desk, your dispatcher is constantly dispatching, and but somebody at 4 a.m. can look over all of the tickets from the day before, and maybe they might even have some new perspectives on the tickets. If the notes are good of what the technician has tried, maybe they can look at that. They didn't try that. Oh, can I log on to that machine right now? Oh, yeah, I can. Can I fix this right now? Oh, yes, I can. Right. And, so having them flag things that are missing in ticket notes, flag things that are missing in documentation, overall helps your MSP be more organized and less chaotic. And what that essentially means is that this person is somebody who is helping you keep things clean. Because I think if your MSP looked like it is organized, it would be an absolute mess. Like when you go into someone's house and they've got everything everywhere, there's dust on everything, nobody's like cleaned in 1,000 years, and there's just a random assortment of stuff in no way, shape, or form organized. And it really cuts down on productivity, and people have such a sense of urgency and such a sense of I need to do this now when they show up to work every day, and oh, I'm tired now, boom, boom, boom. They don't have the time to organize that, and they don't do that proactive stuff. But by having someone working before you come in and making that part of their job and holding them accountable to driving results in making your MSP more organized, yeah, it's going to go well. So yeah, that's what we recommend for MSPs who are looking to start getting into after hours. And if you find that that person suddenly becomes busy, they're doing great work, and they're a great part of the team, then you might consider expanding that, and that can be a gateway to 24/7 service in a way that actually like fits your team, its culture, and your values, and your training, and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, with someone working half on, half off, you get an idea of what your MSP is missing in terms of documentation, because they can't ask you at 4 a.m. what to do unless it's really super urgent. And when are you available from? When do you want to hear from them? Under what circumstances? You set all that up when you make the deal, and we can help you set that up from a consultation standpoint. We mostly do consulting in order to get our staffing contracts going, but we also have a couple clients who take consulting and nothing else, because we have so much wisdom on all this stuff based on all that we've tried, all the MSPs we've worked for, and all the good things and bad things we've seen happen with MSP help desks and all that sort of stuff. So half on, half off. If you're in the States, this looks like 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. for Pacific time, or it looks like, a little bit earlier than that if you're in Pacific time. Eastern time would be 4 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time would be, let's say, like 2 a.m. to 10 a.m. or something like that. And if you're in Australia, or Europe, we might be able to find someone who's willing to work like 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. your time. So when you guys are out to dinner, you get messages. Also, US Pacific, we can do that so that they log on at about 4 p.m. Pacific or 5 p.m. Pacific, and somebody's there, you're out to dinner, or at home enjoying your life, and you get the odd escalation from somebody who's doing good work for your company. Well, you're trying to switch off. I mean, depends what kind of lifestyle you want, but we stopped doing the shared help desk because it wasn't for me anymore, having to work more than 12 hours a day, because I cover both American and European business hours. So yeah, it's the best way to find out if your MSP can get better organized, by having someone work outside of business hours, and have someone doing that who really knows your culture. So if you're interested in that, please write to sales@supportadventure.com, and we can tell you who's available for that sort of stuff and consult on what kind of structure you would need to implement this. So thanks a lot. Catch you later. Bye now.